What's up, guys? Welcome to Army Navy week of Getting My Hole. Your boy JR here with IP and special guest PG in the house, and of course we got our unofficial mascot Lola, showing him some, welcoming him with some love. We got a lot to talk about. Today. I think what I'm gonna do is just open it up to you and let you go on the Penn State hire. So if you don't know this, Penn State hired Matt Campbell last week at last Friday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, probably right after we got done filming the show.
It was minutes after we got done. I mean, Matt Campbell turned down USC, turned down Tennessee, turned down the Detroit Lions because he promised the Iowa State athletic director, "I'll give you a decade. We're gonna build the worst program in FBS up." And he got 11 wins. He has a better record against the top 10 than Franklin. And then just hearing him talk, man, like his grandpa was a coal miner in Pennsylvania. Like, God invented this guy to be my coach. So I might have to name my son Matthew. Like, I'm all in on the hire. Giving him $30 million, and then he's like, "I'm gonna focus on football. I'm gonna bring in a front office, GM, and a chief of staff." I didn't even know chief of staff was a position in college football, but I'm fired up about it. Great hire. I mean, just hearing him talk more and more. I've always appreciated him from afar. But just reading into what he had.
Get the fuck out of here.
I have.
I always appreciate
I said on this show, I love Rocco Beck like a son.
We bet Iowa versus Iowa State every year.
That doesn't matter. Listen. Iowa State's NIL, a Pork Farmers Association, and the $1,500 they get for being in the video game. That's it. It's not what he's doing at Iowa State with those resources going against oil money is insane. It's not a level playing field.
Well, IP, you gotta talk about the Lord that's behind this guy too. Well, don't you got a story about him and Sirianni?
Yeah.
This man stood on business, it sounds like.
They were roommates at Mount Union, and what makes me love Matt Campbell more is he was at Pitt, D1, and he's like, "Fuck this, I hate this place. I'm gonna go to Mount Union where they have morals." So he goes to Mount Union.
Mount Union's a powerhouse.
I know, but he's still leaving Pitt for Mount Union. Anyway, him and Nick Sirianni, roommates. Apparently they had some ladies over. Nick had a couple too many, and he was egging on Campbell all night. And then Campbell just beat the shit out of him. Like, if you look at Sirianni's nose from when he's in high school.
You say that's from Matt Campbell?
That's from Matt Campbell.
That's a Penn State guy. That's a Penn State guy.
And they're still boys. They squashed the beef. I mean, Sirianni's probably like, "I know I was wrong." But we got a great hire.
I don't know if now's the time to be hiring a violent coach.
He's not violent, dude. He got into a fight in college.
That's a tale as old as time. Who hasn't popped one of their boys over?
I fought like 3 of my groomsmen. Like, it happens. It happens.
So safe to say we're all in on Penn State?
We're giving him $30 million. Let's go out in the portal. Let's raid Michigan. Let's raid everybody.
Do we have an early prediction for next year?
9-3.
Super early. Obviously, we don't know. We don't know transfers.
If you look at the schedule, it's very.
Who's the quarterback?
It could be Rocco Beck, but Grunkmeyer's played better than Drew Aller. So
I think you're looking at a down year next year, but the following year.
I don't think it's that much of a down year because Terry Smith is retained. All these boys were gonna leave because Terry wasn't getting the job. Terry's back. Terry doesn't want that job, dude. He's 60 years old. That's a young man's game, bro.
How many incoming freshmen you got?
Not many now.
3.
Yeah. They don't play right away.
Well, you got to think you're replacing a lot of talent, right?
Yeah, but you can replace. It's not a 3-year rebuild in college football. Look at Texas Tech. You can do it on the fly.
The portal will be key.
You got $30 million. That's top 5 money.
Yeah, but Texas Tech rated one school. That's how they're if you don't know this, Texas Tech, like 7 other starters are Sam Houston State starters.
You can build a roster with the portal immediately.
I understand.
Kirk Cignetti has shown that.
Well, there's a difference. So same thing Texas Tech did, only different school. So
right. But it wasn't all JMU.
Most of it was.
Nationwide.
Some of it was Navy. Some of it was another American school. I can't think of it right now, but. So when you pull those guys, like you can't pull one from here from 12 different places and expect the defense to be as good as Texas or as good as Indiana's kind of is. But when they have that rapport already, and you pull 6 of them, then that's when you start seeing the immediate success. do they play? Who they got next year? Is it Penn State?
Michigan and USC are the toughest games.
Where are they at?
USC's at home. Michigan's in the big house.
So you're looking at probably 9-3. 9-3.
I don't know.
And well, yeah, Michigan might not be.
I don't know, man.
Michigan might
I'm
get
not
bit.
worried about. I'm not worried about that right now.
Well, anyway, so it's nice to see that you're upbeat again, because for the last month and a half it's been miserable doing the show with you, being all down.
And I want to take this time to personally apologize to the IP because I feel responsible for this. I've rooted for Penn State afar. Notre Dame's always kind of been the number one team for me, but I've rooted for them from afar. Grandfather, huge Penn State guy. I didn't own one piece of Penn State merch or anything like that. I buy a hoodie for the whiteout and a white hat for the whiteout, and they go 3-6 the rest of the year. That's on me.
3-6, fire the coach, quarterback, who the fuck knows?
Donovan chest pat, that's on me. That'd be better.
I appreciate it, but honestly, just being away from the shackles of Franklin, I'll take this year for the future.
I will, I'm wrong on a lot of things, but I first guessed the Franklin thing. I do give him props. I'll wrap it with that. I give him props for where they were when he got there, to making them
he did good.
making them relevant,
but
I guess you could say.
Hit the ceiling.
But my God, how can you be a football coach and not win with the rosters that he's won? Not win anything.
Watch the NFL. Like, every team is starters from Penn State.
I know. I mean,
they lost to a team last year in the semifinal that had a track guy as the quarterback.
Yeah.
That was all coaching. We were kicking their ass, and he's like, let's air it out. Like,
every single big game, the offense just fell up short.
Yeah.
Ohio State last year, fucking Oregon this year. I mean, we could go on and on about it. It won't make you relive all that.
Matt Campbell 5-7 versus the top 10 with a little engine.
We're celebrating 5. I would like the record to show. Again, I don't know about the transfer. I'll tell you what I think about Matt Campbell. Mediocre hire. At best.
Get the fuck out.
I mean,
get the fuck
out. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like he's
mediocre hire.
Iowa State's
has nothing.
What? Iowa State's what in the Big 12?
Has nothing.
Iowa State's
they had an 11-win season a year ago.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
they have no money. It's not.
I'd love to get back and look at who they beat.
It's not the NFL, bro. He had no resources.
Okay, so if you can tell me, so if you're
it's
again,
not the NFL. These teams, there's no parity. It's who has the most money, who has the most resources. That's who wins.
Well, I think we can agree that
he's never had resources.
A large part of the job is obviously getting people to transfer to you, but as Franklin proved, you still have to be able to manage the game and actually coach the game.
He's good at that.
He's good at that.
Yeah. I don't think he has the first piece down at all. I don't think
he's not had a chance though.
And I don't think it's as simple as you're acting like you want to talk about money real fast. One team right now that I promise you'll never guess I'm going to say this, that has just as big as a wallet is University of Virginia. They have all these donors coming out of nowhere because Virginia had this amazing year and they're opening their for them. They're opening
they don't
have my point is there are more than a handful of schools like that are starting to get these donors. BYU just unlocked an extra $15 million for their on top of the rev share that they're getting. So like it's more than just the top tier team, the top tier programs. Say there's 20 of them. Now there's like 40 of them that all have close enough checkbook where it doesn't really make a huge difference for take out the first top 10 guys or take out your top 10 recruits. That when you start getting to
compare us to Virginia is fucking insane.
That's you're missing the point. I'm not comparing them. I'm saying there's schools like Virginia that are coming out of nowhere because they have the resources now, because they've shown a little success on the field and they got a little taste of it. So now they're going to open up their wallets and they have deep pockets.
It'll work for a little bit, but if you put one of those new up and coming programs next to one of the Blue Bloods, the Blue Blood's going to win 95% of the time.
Well, I have another argument then.
Revenue sharing, brand new facility, brand new renovated stadium. Like, Virginia can't fuck with the second largest alumni network in the world. They can't. They don't care that. Look
It's
at
not
the
about
ACC
Virginia.
title.
Lose Virginia. Forget. I
That's a
said Virginia, but that
quarterfinal.
was just like an example. There's like BYU is another one. BYU right there, unlocked,
They got
extra
the
15
Mormon.
minutes. So,
Yeah.
well, the point. Well,
AJ DeBonsis,
Well,
brand new Mormon.
shout out AJ.
That
Had him on
shit's
the
not
comeback
gonna work
last
with
week, down
football,
22.
Yeah.
Paul, or PG, real fast. You texted me on what was it, Tuesday, that game?
Yeah.
It was Tuesday.
Yeah.
He texted the group and said BYU's down 22 at half. What's the first fucking thing I said right away?
Hopping on it live.
I'm hammering BYU live. Shout out Rob Wright. I still remember when your dad was yelling at you at the little Bob, running you into the ground with drills. Obviously, it worked out. Shout out Rob Wright.
BYU can do that with basketball. You can't do that with football because they're there for 3 years.
It's a different sport.
They're not going to be Mormon and go on a mission for 3 years.
The point is not about BYU or Virginia. The point is that there's these schools that are not considered blue bloods or not considered. The playing field is definitely even out. There's a ton of deep money in all these fucking places.
Indiana's a good example.
And there's that everywhere now. And so to sit there and say that you have 30 million, I'm not poo-pooing that, but at the same time, you're not the only fucking one.
I'm
You know
not
what I
saying
mean? Like,
we're the only one, but we leveled up and got a better coach and have the resources. Give him the engine and see what he is.
well, I'm predicting. I root for it.
You're like he's a mediocre hire. You want Jeff Monken and Biff Poggi.
I love Biff Poggi.
Yeah, so
And I think Jeff Monken's an awesome coach. Yeah. I don't know if I would like Biff Poggi at Penn State. I would take a chance on Biff Poggi.
oh my
If I was Michigan, I would take a chance.
he
on
literally
Biff Poggi.
won like 10
Pens.
games at Charlotte in 3
Blue
years.
Hens.
Well,
Biff Poggi down
he
there.
didn't have the resources.
No.
You just told me Matt Campbell. This is the level we're at with Penn State. Matt Campbell's 5-7 against the fucking top 10, and we're
That's
It's not even.
All-star school.
It's not even fucking. It's not even 500, and we're fucking happy with
I'm
that.
happy with
That's
that.
what James Franklin has done to my friend.
That's a
James
one.
Franklin at Penn State
look at the coaches
has
around
lowered
the
the
country.
fucking bar
No,
so
no.
goddamn low
Look-
that we are
look-
now rooting, and we are happy with 5-7.
Look at the
5 and
coaches
7.
around the country and their records against the top 10. There's not many guys that do well.
Well, why not take a chance on somebody that maybe hasn't then?
The
Because
way
we
you
got a 45-year-old rising star that turned down great jobs.
The way he's looking at it is, you got a 1-star school at 5-7. That's the equivalent to being 10-2 at a 5-star, 4.5-star school.
That is just coaching and development with, a musket when you're fighting against teams that have tanks.
Set a freaking musket.
They had a musket at Iowa State.
Well, early prediction is that unless obviously their roster is going to matter, but early prediction is he's there 4 years tops. And
Wow, that's bold.
I don't think that he's going to.
Oh my God.
I don't think he's going to get you to work. Now, I will say the other caveat to that is I need to see what happens to Michigan, because obviously they're another.
4 years max.
They're a power in the Big Ten
One
as well.
cycle.
Such a
He said
cocksucker.
one
Well,
cycle.
who are they more? Who are they more relevant than in the Big Ten? They're not more relevant. Ohio State, obviously, Michigan, Oregon, Indiana.
You think Michigan's
And what's Matt Rule building in Nebraska right now?
Matt Rule? Are
That's
you
the level
fucking
Penn
kidding?
State's at right
No,
now.
they're not. We
Yes,
beat
it
the shit
is.
out of Matt Rule.
Yes, well,
We beat the fuck out of Matt Rule this year.
Iowa. What's
Matt Rule is going to lose Rayola. He's
Iowa?
going to go to Nebraska.
Iowa's above Penn State right now.
Oh, yeah, this year. Not
That's
the last.
5 fucking teams, IP. That's 5 teams I just named without even
We're
trying.
not going to lose recruits to Iowa. Kirk Ferentz is
You're missing
not.
the point. These
Kirk
programs
Ferentz
are already built, already rolling.
What are you talking about? One bad year doesn't define the last 10 or the future 10.
You either die
You're starting over with a guy. Okay.
or live long
The-
enough to see
Yeah.
yourself.
All right. Well, hey.
Michigan's not
It's
starting
just-
over. You said they're ahead of us. How?
We have done this before with other topics, and we'll
How
just
is
save.
Michigan ahead of us right
We'll
now?
just save. Well, I mean,
How right now? How are they ahead of us?
3 days ago they were ahead of you.
How are they
by
now?
far?
How are they now?
Well, right now they're not. Right now, I don't know what Michigan is right now, which is a perfect segue.
Take away a power. More lane for us.
Which is a perfect segue.
We're going after Ohio.
Okay.
Give us 2 years.
Okay.
We're coming.
Okay. Again, 5-7 against top 10 teams, and we're celebrating.
That's a good record with what he had. Any football guy will tell you it's a great hire.
Well, Jemele Hill wouldn't like it.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys haven't read or seen, Jemele Hill's had some comments, I guess this morning or last night. Was it this morning or last night? Actually, can one of you guys give me the paraphrase again? Can one of you guys break down?
Right, are you ready for this? I'll put it out there. The good Catholic guy that I am. Jemele Hill pretty much, who was it, Whitlock? Put out a poll the other night saying which media outlet is going to bring out the race car here first. And I think the odds-on favorite was Jemele Hill, and she won a lot of people money, I'm sure.
No.
What?
Ryan Clark did beat her.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ryan Clark did.
Okay.
But Ryan Clark, I thought from what I saw, I don't know if I saw the full clip. I just saw a little minute clip of it. From what I saw, it seemed like a pretty fair point where it was like, first black coach ever hired there. Kind of ruins the taste in the mouth of the Michigan Michigan boosters or whatever.
They just had a black
Ryan Clark. We're talking about Ryan Clark, the guy who would tackle King Henry one-on-one in the hole, right?
I'm not a big Ryan Clark fan.
That's a big thing he said.
I'm not saying I necessarily agree with his point, but I thought it was a fair point where it was like, yeah, dude, like you finally got the school to hire a black football coach, whatever, and the very first thing he does is this, and within 2 years.
Yeah.
So that's what I took from his point. Maybe he had more to it that I didn't see.
He screwed it up. But all Jemele Hill pretty much said
it's not a race thing with Michigan. When
Well,
Harbaugh was there till now, they've had 8 coaches get arrested. They had a coach get fired for trying to meet a 14-year-old at a Walmart, like those pedo guys caught him. Like they had another coach hack into all this female athletes' clouds and like just leak their pictures online. Like he's gonna cost them like hundreds of million. Like that shit's in motion with
a clean
with the
program.
course.
So what did Jemele Hill?
So pretty much Jemele Hill.
Educate us.
What I had seen online was her statement was in so many words that Sharon Moore's being unfairly treated here compared to other sexual predator head coaches in history. Bobby Petrino, she mentioned. Rick Pitino, she mentioned.
Predator, that was consensual.
and pretty much saying that he isn't going to get another job again because the only difference between he and those other coaches is his skin color.
Can I ask a question?
That's...
So, is this her way of trying to stay relevant? Just say some outlandish shit?
Is it a bit?
Is that all this is? Or do you really think that this is what she thinks?
Is it rage bait?
I'm trying to figure out is she this moronic and idiotic and stupid to actually believe that? Or
to compare him,
or does she not know the full story?
To compare him's crazy. No, she leaves out the fact that he broke a window, got in the woman's house with a knife, and threatened to murder suicide. Like she leaves that detail. Rick Pitino just buttoned his pants and went home.
Yeah, there's a difference between an affair and an affair with an assault. Like there's totally different.
That's
not
the same.
And he
They're
stopped.
not the same.
And more basically, it came out that he was stalking her for like 6 months.
You want to if you
How does he have time to stalk anyone as a head football coach in the Big Ten?
That tells you all you need to know about why that program.
Well, he was suspended. He was suspended for 4 weeks. He had plenty of time. You know, when Biff Poggi took over and the team looked better. Damn it, Biff. I'm getting you a head coaching job, dude.
And wink.
Michigan.
So she's just trying to stay relevant. She's trying to get somebody from ESPN. This is what she's trying to do. She's trying to get somebody from ESPN or Fox or whatever to on their one of the debate shows talk about what she said. This way she stays relevant on Twitter or X or whatever.
Look,
stays relevant.
If all things were equal, she would have a point. But all things are not equal.
No,
exactly.
Not even close.
And Bobby Petrino.
Not even close.
They didn't end up
not even close. Not even fucking close. Not even close to the same situation. Yeah. You're talking about a consensual affair versus
a consensual affair that then escalated.
A consensual affair with an 18-year-old, which, whatever, I guess is legal, so no harm there, I guess, legally. But then you go tell your wife you're going to kill yourself, and
then you drive
to her house and break a window and threaten to do whatever he did. So
can you imagine you're that woman, like this is going to leak, your life's over essentially because you're always linked to this. And Sharon Moore's in your kitchen with a knife, like that's a former Oklahoma right guard, like
poor girl. And her dad is an NFL scout,
well respected scout. Yeah,
I looked
her
dad is.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
What was her role for Michigan?
She was his secretary. She was making $40K, and then he got her up to directly report only to him with $90K.
Yeah, 55% raise in 1 year.
So the problem is not just everything; it's that he was the boss, fucking his direct secretary, ordering Plan B on DoorDash to the Michigan facility. Like,
is that real?
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Man.
The DoorDash
Jesus
guy
Christ.
tipped off Michigan. He was one of the people they.
There's tweets all over the place about how he's like, there's a whole lot of women out there that are sore from 2012.
Gentlemen, if you're gonna do this, don't be lazy.
You can't leave.
Go get the fucking Plan B
You
yourself.
can't leave a paper trail.
Like drive to go to Walgreens, dude, or name your fucking pharmacy.
It's a college campus. There's probably a Planned Parenthood.
It's over the fucking counter.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like go fucking do it yourself.
The amount of like graduate.
Not condoning what he did, by
the amount of graduate assistants and like young guys on the staff that would do anything to move up that he could have just had go get the Plan B is crazy.
You're gonna electronically pay for it through a fucking app.
Leave a receipt.
And it's no wonder why Underwood couldn't develop when he was there.
But
the guy is moronic.
We need to talk about Michigan knowing about this in the summer and leaking all of it now. If he beats Ohio State again, this shit never comes out. That's my theory.
Oh, and you do it after signing day, so these kids are
and they knew about it.
Locked in pretty much to these commitments.
The players knew. Michigan fans knew apparently. Like it was a well joked about thing that this was happening.
Yeah. Like I mean, on one hand, from a business standpoint, it's sleazy, but I understand it because what they didn't want to do is end up like Penn State and only 3 guys signing on signing day. It just makes whoever the next person is.
Yeah, but when you sign and this happens, you get an automatic window.
They can get out of. They can get out of it.
Like their agents already called them and said you have a window.
They can get out of it, but it's not a clean window. Like it's like a week. Like it's a real quick.
Well, that and did your position get filled at the other schools?
Right.
That were looking for you. You know what I mean? Like if I'm a quarterback's an easy one because there's only one on each fucking team. But like if you're a center or whatever, did your spot get filled at Oklahoma if that was the other school that was recruiting you? So yeah, that's Jemele Hill. There's a reason why. I mean, look, you've got more money than me. I'm sure. You'll never see this.
Net worth $10 million.
Net worth $10 million. Congratulations. If anything, you should be thanking the gods for a race card. The only reason you have a job is because you're African American female. That's the only reason. The only reason. If your thoughts came out of a white male's mouth or even a black male's mouth, you would not have a fucking job. If your thoughts came out of a white female's mouth, you would never even get a fucking interview. So thank the gods that there is a race card.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Raise your hand if you disagree. Now's the time. Okay, that's what I thought.
Jemele Hill's, she does have.
She had a good wonky career.
She took a lane to commit to this bit.
Well, wholeheartedly disagree.
Like she started out as a beat reporter. And
she was good on, around the horn and stuff like that. But then somewhere around, I don't know, it was the Kaepernick stuff.
Yeah.
Really started a lot of people's downfalls, I feel like.
That's for sure.
This is about Jemele Hill. This isn't about African American female African Americans. That's not. It's about her specifically. No. She always does this, dude. Everything's turned into.
Well, that's why she was on the whip.
A race. Everything's turned into a fucking race.
I think Ryan.
Like, bro.
I think Ryan Clark though is the top dog in that field now. He's definitely the top dog.
That's why
Ryan Clark surpassed her for sure. Ryan Clark every month is having to come out and apologize and then spin it to how it favors his agenda.
Let's talk about Michigan. Let's talk about the current state of their coaching search. Who do you want there? Who do you not want there? What are you thinking? I'll tell you what, I think obviously you're rooting for Michigan to fail. I'm just talking like who I think. I love Jeff Monken. Obviously, I love Biff Poggi. They're not going to give Biff Poggi the job. I think Jeff Monken is an easy. I think you call Nick Saban, he's going to tell you no. I think you hit up Urban Meyer, he's going to tell you no.
Bro, Urban would be killed if he took
and then I think realistically, I think Jeff Monken would be a fucking awesome coach there. Who do you like there? Who do you
I don't think Jeff Monken can coach those kids. He's used to service academy kids. Yeah. That's an entirely different world.
I got a couple.
Michigan's just the Michigan man thing is the biggest bullshit like the quality. They had a guy headbutting official, like in the Ohio State.
I got a name that I don't know if he wouldn't be coach, but he would be something involved with it. Is Charles Woodson? I think that he would be somebody to bring people there. I don't know if he wouldn't be the head coach, but chief of staff, whatever. One of these fucking positions.
Harbaugh wanted him to, and he's just like, I'm cool with being on TV.
I got a couple names for you. First one, Ryan Carty, because I wanted to see the offense the way. Shout out, sorry about that, but similar uniform, similar helmets. Get Ryan Carty up there.
Ryan Carty.
I want him out of here, so that'd be great.
Exactly. And then on a more serious candidate, Tom Brady. Why not Tom Brady? Why not the old Michigan quarterback?
Yeah, obviously doesn't like his family.
I think being a head coach is below him. For him, I think in his eyes, being a head coach is something he's better.
It could be.
I think he would be like the GM or see the Raiders situation or part owner.
He's too involved with the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't see how. I would rather do the Fox thing.
Pete Nakos' hot board was Lincoln Riley, DeBoer, and then Brian Kelly.
So Lincoln Riley as OC there would be successful, but definitely as a head coach there, he would not.
His buyout's insane.
No shot. He's a good head coach there. It's the exact opposite of what he is. What that school is. Two totally different fucking things. Talking about like tough, physical, like grind out games, and then this soft little fucking pussy that can only coach offense. Everywhere he goes, I mean, Oklahoma is similar to Michigan. Right, in the sense of like it's almost the same thing. They're almost the same program, just Midwest and whatever. So
yeah, I'm just hoping my whole life they were a mess with Rich Rod and Brady Hoke. Like my childhood was great. We're beating them. Harbaugh, started out up and down. Stallions came in, definitely changed things. That's indisputable. I just hope they fuck up this hire. That's all I gotta say.
All right, so there's that. The other thing Chad Henne.
There's
another guy I would think about, and I'm pretty.
There's no way DeBoer leaves.
Get Denard Robinson back. He's only had 5 arrests. He'll fit right in. Get Denard Robinson back.
Brian Kelly would be hysterical.
That would be so funny.
I do think that he could be successful there if LSU didn't happen. He could be successful in Michigan.
He literally did. He literally worked the fewest amount of days by apparently any SEC coach at LSU.
Also, Brian Kelly could ignite the race war even more if he goes there.
I would love Brian Kelly there because you never have to worry about Michigan.
That'd be a crash.
Yeah. I mean, he's a better than James Franklin.
The fun one that I like to think about is DeBoer running there, and then that little hoe Lane Kiffin gets his change out at Alabama. That's what.
Wouldn't that be some shit if
that's
you rolled
what
out?
I want to see.
If you rolled out at LSU and right the fucking.
DeBoer's wild to me because like he's never like built a program. Like it's just he keeps going these situations that are already like well built and coming in. Like his Washington run, he inherited a great roster and just got Penix and Adunze and Cook.
So I got a really good customer of mine, diehard Bama fan, lives down there. I mean, he's in the mix down there. And I talked to him 2 weeks ago, or I talked to him last week after they got crushed by Georgia. And I was like, what's the status down? Like, what's the Boers? Like, what are people saying down there? And he's like, dude, there's maybe 10 crazy fans down there. The craziest fans down there like want him. They don't want him to go. I think the media is making it seem like the Alabama fans are like impatient with him and want him gone, but that's not actually the case. Like down there in Tuscaloosa,
they're using the week 1 crash out to define
Paul Feinbaum's of the world.
They're
right.
treating that fly.
Yeah, exactly. He's making it seem like Bama fans want him gone. I mean, hey, this guy's one person, but he's down there. He's living in it. He's listening to the fucking radio stations every day down there and all that. So I tend to think that like he's not going anywhere, and if Bama could never like get to the top with him, like he should have stayed in the West Coast because he's such a West Coast chill guy. Like it's not a fit for him to be in a pressure cooker like that where it's 24/7, 365. Like he could have just stayed at Washington. I mean Washington, they have a ton of money, like good resources. Like
I get the Bama job is insane, but following that legend with his temperament, I just never kind of got that fit.
There must have been some assurances. I don't think anybody does that blindly. Maybe they do. Maybe there must have been some assurances from Saban or from somebody. Like there had to been something like, hey, look, Saban's gonna make sure these guys stay or something like that. You know, where
he's a Jimmy Sexton guy. So Saban's
Jimmy
Sexton guy.
They
interviewed Lanning.
Jimmy Sexton has got more PR in the last fucking 2 weeks than he had.
Bama,
this dude's stock is like shoot way the fuck up.
He's the straw that stirs the NCAA football drink.
Jerry fucking Maguire, my God.
This is how much control he had. I mean, Saban was his guy. They interviewed Lanning, his guy. They interviewed DeBoer, his guy. And they interviewed Norvell, his guy. He got Norvell and Lanning massive extensions. And he got his guy the job. That's just power. He represents every SEC coach but one.
It's sickening.
That's crazy.
Well, we got to
That's Scott Boras times
Black Rock
10.
of college football, man.
We got to transition. We got to transition to Notre Dame. Since the show, they've obviously not been selected into the college playoff, and they've made the decision almost immediately to withdraw from a bowl game. And big picture, it kind of looks like they're trying to stick it to ESPN, maybe, but like, are they really? Your thoughts, guys. I know what I think, and I need a minute for this one, so I can let you guys go first if you want. But so 2 questions. What do you think about the playoff selections? Because they're official now after last weekend. And then what do you think about Notre Dame withdrawing and not playing the game? Pat, do you want to go first as a resident Notre Dame fan?
I could go first. Right decision not to have him in a college football playoff. The dumb part about it was that you left him in there for the 3 weeks prior too. Which I think was stupid. So was that a screw you to Notre Dame here? Like we're gonna sock him at the end? Because the reasoning makes no sense. The reasoning the committee gave is that they felt BYU was more deserving than Miami, but Notre Dame was more deserving than BYU. Then the ranking should have been Miami at fucking 10, then Notre Dame at 11, and then BYU at 12. Like that's what it should have been 3 weeks ago. And it wouldn't have been a problem. If this was the way that the rankings were on Thanksgiving, I don't think any other than Notre Dame people, nobody would have cared. So that was stupid. The response to it, they're not the only big time school not playing in a bowl game.
Not the first time this has happened either.
Not the first time.
Won't be the last, definitely.
There is a level of arrogance there.
Sure.
That, like, you can't deny it. They feel as though they're more important than I think the bowl game system in general. I don't love it, but that's just the reality that we live in. I understand that they operate as if they are an own separate business. And if you look at it from a business perspective, you can then understand why they are the way that they are, why they schedule the way that they schedule, why they want to hold on to their independence, this, that, and the other thing. As a competitor, you're not going to like it. I get that. But from a business standpoint, when you don't need to be reliant on a conference, why join one? What I hope the outcome of this is, they get the hell out of this ACC partnership because the ACC is just absolute trash in everything but basketball.
And lacrosse.
Okay, and law.
Well, I know, but Notre Dame's good lacrosse. Yeah, right.
I want to see him partner with the Big Ten. Whether that's a full-blown join, which I think is the sticking point, Big Ten won't. They're like, no, you need to be a committee like everyone else, not this where you're with us on every sport except for football and you're independent. I like to see them work that out. That's what I would like to see. That's where they belong.
So you want them to be Big Ten in all sports?
All sports. Give me the Michigan game back. Give me the Michigan State game back. And then you know what? When you go 10-2, and you're in the Big Ten, now you don't have to worry about getting fucking iced out by Miami.
You want to talk? Sorry, hold that Miami thought for a second.
Yeah.
A coach that's done more with less, Patty Fitz, is now at Michigan State. They're in a better position than Matt Campbell. But anyway, so I digress. So Miami,
I'm
yeah.
not coming over next week. You guys go fucking Chelsea.
Now look, listen, Miami beat
Hey.
head to head, and when you're that close and everything, you look at all the metrics. Notre Dame might be slightly better than Miami, but not enough to overlook the loss to them.
But how can so I have a ton of thoughts on this. But how can anybody say right now that Notre Dame's better than Miami?
I think Notre Dame is deserving of a playoff spot from a talent standpoint in the way that they're playing right now, but their resume is not worthy of a playoff spot.
So it's eye test.
They are one of the top 12 teams, I think, in the country right now, but their resume is not one of the top 12 resumes in the country right now. Here's the Miami thing. For some reason, Jeremiah Love wasn't involved in the game plan. I think he only had like 11 touches, maybe even less than that in the game.
It was 11, yeah.
CJ Carr, first start as a quarterback. Obviously, he's got 11 more games under his belt. They're a different team than they were week one.
Okay, understood.
But you don't know how different.
But
that 4 of the teams on the historic 10-game run have under 4 wins.
You are correct.
The beef, and this isn't one of my thoughts on this, but like Miami dominated the offensive and defensive lines of that game. They controlled the game. It was not a 3-point game. It was much bigger than that. Miami dominated. Miami at that point, we thought Miami had the best defensive line in the country for like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, there was a month where we thought they had the best defensive line in the country. And then Notre Dame followed that up the next week by Texas A&M dominating their line of scrimmage as well.
You can't allow 40
So I'm not so sure the eye test is what it is because they did not play another line nearly as good as those two the rest of the year. So it's hard to tell in the trenches how good Notre Dame actually was. That's not where my points. That's not where I want to go with it though at all. I have a lot. So I want to start with the independence thing. I don't know how this would work, but I actually want more schools to go independent. So Notre Dame joined a conference, not join a conference, I don't give a fuck about it at all. I don't think
I do.
Okay. What bothers me is the thought that playing in a conference championship game shouldn't matter towards you getting selected or not selected, depending on where you're at. That makes, to me, that you're totally contradicting everything the sport is about. You play every week to win, no matter unless you're tanking in basketball or whatever, you literally play every week to win. So to me, Alabama losing and not moving back is the biggest issue that nobody, I feel like, is talking about.
But they have the win in Georgia over their pocket.
Hold on, man. So BYU losing and moving back, but Bama loses and moves back. I would have had a better respect for the committee if they put Miami at 9 and Bama at 10.
Well, John, it's not even just BYU. Since the playoff format was created, this Alabama team is the only team to lose a conference championship game and not move back. It's not even just this year.
So they were the only one to beat that team head to head already.
All Notre Dame, every single, and I mean this with respect. So Pat's wearing his Notre Dame. I mean, I got a Notre Dame shirt 10 feet over there. I got Notre Dame jerseys. I got other jerseys too. But so I'm not a Notre Dame hater. The argument against Miami is dumb. I'm sorry. Anybody arguing Miami should be left out in favor of Notre Dame, that's an emotional thing. You got to figure that out for yourself.
Right.
Your argument should be versus Bama. That's what your argument should be, because Bama got fucking rocked against, and I saw Dan Orlovsky's take on it, and I think we're similar on this one. I don't really like Dan Orlovsky, but I think we're similar on this. Bama got fucking rocked, and they didn't even fucking move. So if I'm BYU, which they'll never do this because they are honorable. I am writing whoever the fuck I got to write petition. I already got petitioned the fact that like Bama didn't move back, but we did. We playing like the third major conference of
it's hard.
the third ranked major conference of the country. We have one loss. We have 2 losses now against the same team twice.
But
By the way,
that's
what's that?
Bama's 1-1 against that team.
Okay, so here's my thing.
They don't lose at Georgia. Bama got a great win.
When I hear the committee person say the following on live TV, when he says Bama had and I'm paraphrasing, but like there's a little bit of verbatimness to this. Bama made a gutsy call on 4th and 2 in a rival game against Auburn.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like I get
That's Notre Dame level bad.
It's a rival game. I understand that, but Auburn's got 5 fucking wins.
But it's an ESPN show, and ESPN has the SEC.
Yeah.
So there's always
And then when I hear Reese Davis, when I hear Booger McFarland say, well, don't forget Bama's got the worst loss out of all these teams, because they do. They lost to Florida State. And then Reese Davis follows up with, well, technically Florida State's ranked in the top Power 30 or whatever like that. I'm sorry. No fucking shot. The ranking, you can rank however fuck you want. There's no way in the world. Florida State's not top 50. Nonetheless, top fucking 30 this year. They're not. They won 5 games, I think. There's easily fucking 50 teams that won more than 5 games.
You got to look at it as this. They started 3-0. Florida State started 3-0 and were ranked 7th or 8th in the country when they lost in double overtime to Virginia, and then
what was the score against Alabama in that
31-17.
Okay, so if I am Notre Dame, if I'm Notre Dame and I'm arguing here, I'm saying, wait, we lost our first game by 3.
Correct.
You lost your first game by whatever. The team we lost to is in the playoffs. The team you lost to is a joke.
Correct. What Notre Dame win is significant? They don't have.
And that's the counter argument.
They don't.
That's the counter argument.
Pitt, USC.
I'm not telling you.
Georgia.
I'm not. Right. So I'm not fighting for Notre Dame to be in. I actually think Vanderbilt is the team that should be that should have a statement here. If I was Notre Dame, this is what I would have done. Instead of taking my ball and running home, like we said a bunch of times, I would have issued a public a challenge to Miami or Alabama, and I'd be like, "Come play us right now, one time." Well, no, just to see. They're obviously not gonna accept it. They're obviously not gonna play it. But if I'm them, I'm like, "Fuck you guys. This is how good we are. We'll play you right now, and if you win, you're in. If you lose, you're not." And just to see what the fuck happens. Yeah, why not? Come play it on our fucking network.
That's got to be a committee-sanctioned thing.
It's Notre Dame's fault for not having a resume because of how they schedule.
Correct.
I agree that it's.
I don't think JMU and Tulane should be in. Notre Dame should have one of those spots. But when you don't have when you don't have a resume and you play neutral site slapdick road games every year, it's different than an Alabama or a team that actually plays in a conference.
Well, the hard part for Notre Dame is because they stay independent and because we've developed super conferences, most teams only have 3 open weeks. You know what they're not going to do with those 3 open weeks? And especially now, considering
they're not going to schedule.
They're not going to schedule a challenging game. Like, that's not to say that they think they're going to lose to Notre Dame, but Notre Dame's going to give them a harder game than Western Michigan.
Northern Illinois, 24-point underdog last year, beat Notre Dame. App State, $1 million underdog, beat Michigan however many years ago. Like, I don't want to hear that because Tulane is a 17-point dog and because James Madison is a whatever dog they are, that they don't belong. They belong based off the criteria that everybody fucking agreed to
that's
last year.
That's
so if you want to change the criteria for the group of 5 to get in, that's fine. It's not basketball. I understand that. Like, it happens way more in March Madness. It always will because it's a different sport. But James Madison did enough to me to get in, and Tulane. Who are you gonna put in over JMU?
Well, here's my suggestion, and tell me what you guys think. You expand this, and you have the last 2 at-large teams play against the 2 Power 5 conference champions. Whoever wins those games go into the tournament.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be some sort of play-in for sure. But ultimately, the SEC bias is what's ruining the sport for guys like me anyway. Where it's like, I don't even like the playoffs anymore. I like weeks 1 through fucking 12. Like to me, college football season's over. Like I'm gonna hammer bowl games. Like the national championship at this point irrelevant because it's so rigged. I mean, here's how stupid the committee is. You have 3 matchups in there that have already happened. You're telling me you can't flip any one of those games, any one of those ranked teams. You can't flip Oklahoma and Ole Miss or whoever the fuck Ole Miss and somebody to get different. We got to watch Alabama and Oklahoma again. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking watch it. It's gonna be an awesome game. But like, we already saw it. We saw that already.
That's where you gotta change.
This is the committee trying to give Alabama a chance to show that they're actually better. That's to me. If you don't think the committee is rigging this shit for the SEC bias, then you're not paying attention, and you're not in the weeds, and that's okay if you're not. But like they are, and it is, and it's obvious when you get beat by 30 in a championship game on a quote unquote neutral field. It's not really a neutral field. It was in Atlanta, but a neutral field, and you don't drop down a single fucking spot.
Yeah.
You don't drop down a single fucking spot, and it's.
But in their defense, though, they evaluated Bama off the regular season.
Well, then why didn't you evaluate BYU off the regular season?
Because
they don't
BYU
have a win against
doesn't have
Georgia.
a win in Athens, Georgia. That's a huge win.
But why? So why does BYU drop after the loss then?
Because their resume, like think of it as
But
a weighted
weighted
scale.
But their resume before the conference championship game, their resume had them at 11 or I think right 11.
Well,
So if you're telling me that's all they're being evaluated off of, this game over here didn't happen. They should be 11 still.
so that goes back to them with these rankings throughout the 6 weeks leading up to the final ranking. It's stupid. Like again, Notre Dame being in for 4 weeks and then getting left out because them and Miami weren't against each other. There was a team in between them. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It was awful.
So BYU making it seem as though this, the conference championship game is the be all to get all. Like very clearly, I don't think that was the be all to get all for them when it comes to their resume. I think to Ian's point, there's it's a weighted scale. Their weak schedule and the loss against Tech, 2 losses against Texas Tech, makes that championship game loss way more than Alabama's loss to Georgia because Alabama already beat Georgia in Georgia.
I know, but you can't say that you're evaluating based off the regular season to one team and not to the other team.
You can when the schedules are significantly harder.
So I just harder to who? Because to what?
Based off of the rankings.
To what? Because BYU
Quality
played 7 road games this year. Georgia played 3 road games.
You mean Bama?
I meant Georgia.
Georgia
played 3 road games. So BYU.
Georgia's not being compared.
Well, the point is like one team. Like there's one team in college football that was considered for playoffs played 7 road games. I think if you ask any college football coach, I haven't had the chance to do this yet, but I bet if you go ask him what's the hardest thing to fucking do in college football, it's win on the road. And I don't care if the game's at fucking East Carolina or if the game's at Athens, Georgia. The fact of the fact of the map. All year long we were saying Georgia's not the same. All year long we were saying Georgia's not as good as they've been.
I mean, John.
All year, tell me I'm wrong.
I'm wrong. I'm saying, look at this BYU schedule. This is on par with Notre Dame's. Your road games are against East Carolina, Colorado, which we know what that's all about.
They were supposed to be better than they were, but go ahead.
Arizona.
Arizona's a good one.
Arizona's good.
Iowa State.
That's your boy, Matt Camp. That's a good one.
Cincinnati.
They were in the playoff hunt until like the last 2 weeks of the year.
And then obviously.
So that's the thing. So that's what everyone else does too. Because Cincinnati's not a historic football program, because Iowa State's not a historic football program, because Arizona's not a historic football program, they discredit those wins. But BYU, all 3 of those teams were in the top 25 all year long. All year long.
Well, you
All
can
year
say the
long.
same thing about USC, and you could say the same thing about Pitt towards the end.
But that was
In Notre
USC.
Dame's
USC was in Notre Dame.
But what I'm saying is, if we're talking about quality, like the opponents.
Well, yeah, no, you can say that about them. Yeah, sure. No, I mean, hey, they beat the ranked. Well, Pitt snuck into the top 25 at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Pitt
they
lost.
attacked 20,
Pitt lost to
25.
West. Pitt lost to West Virginia. I mean, that's embarrassing this year. Even as big as rivals
So
that
what
is.
did BYU do?
Nard Dog's not a signature win.
It's just
Narduzzi
to
Pitt
me.
is not a signature
to
win.
me-
They can hype it up
They
all
gave
want.
up 24 points to West Virginia. BYU did
What they score?
38. So 2 touchdowns
Well,
against.
yeah, but look at the box score. When did they score the 24?
Let's take a look. It's the beauty of technology.
So, and while you're doing that, so back to my original point is, if conference games, it's a championship game. It's not a.
Only 7 fourth quarter points.
It's not well. It's not unfair, or it's not. It's not like a disadvantage. It's not a disadvantage to play in a conference championship game. Like, you're in a shot. If you win, you go in. Like, don't you think Notre Dame wishes they had that shot to win or go in?
Join a conference.
Well,
You can.
the point. Well, they might not have been the way the tiebreakers are in the ACC. So the point is, like, in no world should a game not count or not matter.
So
especially when it has the word championship in it.
I agree with you, but when you compare this schedule compared to Alabama's schedule, like Alabama's got the better opportunity, like resume wise. It's a stronger schedule.
But they lost. Who'd they lose to?
Who?
Alabama.
Yeah, they lost to Florida
They
State.
lost
When
to
Florida State
Florida State.
But Florida State ended up being ranked 7th in the country after that win.
That was week 1.
But what I'm saying is, no one.
What did Florida State
Florida
end
State,
up
the bottom dropped out of Florida State. It dropped out of there.
In like week 3 or week 4.
But they were a strong team potentially. Week 0, you got to look at it as like, dude, they cast the
Well,
odds.
now you're opening it up to a bigger problem, which is the preseason rankings, and the preseason rankings are all based off legacy fucking and who.
Right,
You're like 17 through 25 are based off who's coming back. Everything else is based off of, like, I can tell you, I can almost bet you, I can name you the top 15 teams next year without knowing who the fuck's coming back right now.
I'm going to tell you right now, Bama's in over BYU because of this stretch. They beat Georgia, they beat 16th ranked Vanderbilt, they beat 14th ranked Missouri, they beat 11th ranked Tennessee in a row.
I understand why, I get why they're, the reasoning, why they're saying it, and I would agree that Bama played a tougher schedule there, but Bama lost more games. So ultimately, to me, it's very binary. It's wins and it's losses. That's what it is. That's all it is. James Madison lost to Louisville. Tulane lost. Tulane was an auto bid, so I guess that doesn't matter.
Got clapped by Ole Miss.
But like, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, they're the only 3-loss team in there.
But they have 3 losses. Mm-hmm. So to me, that conference championship game was a playoff game for Alabama. And even if it wasn't, the way they got fucking manhandled, dude, they went for it on they punted the ball from like 4th and from the 50-yard line. It was like 4th and 2, down like 21 points.
But now you're bringing eye test into this, so it's like, what matters? The resume, the eye test, both. What's the percentage of each? The point is, it's just like the BCS. This all becomes a subjective thing based off of the people that are voting on it. There's no black and white structure as to what gets you in.
You just got to make resume and head-to-head the differentiating factors.
Well, the hardest game that anybody had played was Texas at Ohio State week 1. By far the toughest game.
Yeah.
Would you agree that Texas at Ohio State week 1 was tougher than Bama at Georgia week 8? I don't know what week it was. Yeah. I would agree it was. Ohio State.
Ohio State was breaking in a quarterback that never took a snap.
Come on, dude. What was Texas doing?
Texas had a ton of returning. Ohio State had like 9 new starters.
Dude,
Ohio State got raided by the
Christ.
NFL.
This guy is so Big Ten biased.
Ohio State, look at the roster a year ago, and look how much new pieces Ohio State had to break in.
Texas did have a lot of hype around them.
I understand that, and Texas was starting a quarterback that was basically making like he is his first year as the guy. All right, I know he started like 3 games last year when Ewers was out, but after that he played like fucking 20 snaps all year long.
I mean, Texas wasn't very good, dude. I'm sorry. I mean, they weren't college football playoff good in my opinion. They struggled this year.
But did they play the toughest game? Like they played a tough schedule,
I think
right?
it's up for debate. Yeah, they did.
And Texas, if they didn't fuck around and lose to Florida, would have been in.
Yeah.
But Bama can fuck around and lose to Florida State.
But Texas doesn't have a win over Georgia.
Texas has a win over in Oklahoma?
Yeah, they're not equal. They're not equal to Georgia.
Yeah,
they're 3 spots away. They're 3 spots away.
With Mateer off of immediate surgery, like.
See, there's all these fucking things.
So we can do that.
We can do that.
So we can do that. Playing the first week.
We can do that when it fits.
Georgia's got to buy.
When it fits our argument, we can start talking about injuries. We can start talking about time of year when the game was scheduled. When it doesn't fit our argument,
it's strictly.
You gotta look at You gotta look at all the context.
That's a fact.
You gotta look at all the context.
All right, context. It was first game of the year. Florida's the Swamp is what, top 7 hardest places to play in college football?
No, not after the coach.
Oh my God! Now Florida's not a hard spot to play.
Not after the coach gets fired and the guys are leaving, opting out. Lagway doesn't know if he's playing or not. Like Florida was a fucking mess all year.
So Ohio State's resume for the year, is it better or worse than Indiana's?
I mean, for the year, Indiana has the win at Oregon. That's a better win than Ohio State.
Than any Ohio State's wins?
Probably, yeah.
Ohio State beat Texas.
Ohio State beat Texas. Ohio State beat Michigan. Ohio State beat
Ohio State got a good draw with their schedule this year.
So whose resume is better, Ohio State's or Indiana's?
Ohio State.
Indiana. They had the win at Oregon. They beat Ohio State.
But the championship game doesn't matter.
I mean,
Texas, they beat Illinois, like they thumped Illinois,
they got a good draw with the schedule.
And Michigan, those are the only ranked wins that they had all.
Texas, Illinois, Michigan. What about Indiana?
And then Indiana, let me pull up the old Hoosiers.
They beat Iowa.
Hoosiers.
I think that's the only one.
Beat Illinois.
Oregon.
Beat the shit out of Illinois, 63-10.
Mm-hmm.
Then they beat Oregon by 10.
That was in Oregon, I believe.
And then they just beat Ohio State.
Well, yeah, but the championship game doesn't matter. So
I think the championship games do matter.
It's hard to keep up. The championship game should matter or it shouldn't matter. You know what I mean?
Well, unfortunately, it's a complex situation. I think the championship game should matter, but the criteria to get into the championship games is a little bit wonky. The ACC championship game was a sham.
Well,
those 2 programs.
Let's go Duke. Let's go Dukies.
That's a sham.
19.5 to 1.
They got a 7-5 team.
And they're the only conference that still, like the Big Ten had that with the Big
split.
Ten, the legends and leaders where Iowa or Wisconsin was in on the other side and all the tough teams are on the other.
So this is where I think
ACC just does it by seeding. All this shit's fixed.
And it's stupid.
So this is why I want more independent schools, because the super conferences are the reason this is ruining things. This is the reason.
I'm with you. You're not going to see some of these programs go independent because they can't generate the
revenue
that they're
in a perfect world, I would have the conferences go back to where they were. You know, where it was like the Pac-12 region. In the perfect world, that's what I would do. But since I know that will never fucking happen.
You know why that stopped.
Right. Since I know that will never happen, I want more schools to go independent so that they can fucking like go out. You want to be you want to fucking make it happen? Go make it happen. You want to be James Madison or fucking go call Texas and go figure out a way to make them play you. And then when they do play you, go figure out a way to compete with them. Like, to me, like, that's what it is. It's either that, like, this subjectivity is fucking, it's a joke. It's a joke because the people sitting on the board have this history lesson in their fucking head where it's like, well, it's at Georgia. That's the toughest one ever. That's not the case. Georgia was not the same fucking...
They hadn't lost there since 2019.
And yeah, but
before
COVID. That's your exact...
How is it not a tough place to
You're
play?
Making my point by saying that. You're 100% making my point by saying
lost since 2019.
You're making my point. At the 2019 Georgia team, it was the Georgia team between 2017 and like 3 years ago. That Georgia team in that stretch, awesome. This Georgia team, would get beat by that Georgia team by 4 fucking touchdowns, and I bet my dick on it. Easy to say because it will never happen, but like they're not the same. We've been saying all year long the Georgia defense. We could probably pull up the fucking.
We're gonna find out how good they are now.
Well. All that being said, I'm laying money on the win because the last fucking
Notre Dame beat the piss out of them
the last 3 weeks or so they've been playing way fucking better, and I like Kirby Smart, but the 2019 Georgia
we're talking about they haven't lost at home since 2019. It's not comparing the teams to where they were then and now.
Yeah, but like to
that's
me,
crazy. That's unheard of in a sport.
To me, yeah, but I would like to see. They probably have 2 ranked wins there per year. It's Bama every other year there. So 2019. So 2020. I don't even know if they played it in 2020. So what? There's 5 years. So 2 wins against Bama over the 5 years, right?
LSU's been good in between that time.
When was Burrow's LSU? Was that 2018?
19.
That might have been the team that beat. That might have been the team that beat him. So like before we go spitting out these fucking numbers that just fit our case, why don't we take a deeper look at who they actually played at home first? One, and you may be right about it. You may be right.
We can pull it up. I'm not going.
Go ahead. But the point is, all year long, you and I have been saying on camera and throughout that this Georgia team is not as good as the Georgia teams in the past. So with that being said, the win at Georgia in a rival game is not that impressive as it would have been in years past. It's still impressive. I'm not saying it's not, but it's not at the same level that it was because the playing field is the same for everybody. Well, the playing field is starting to equal out a lot more than it has been. We start the show by saying that. So you're talking out 3 sides of your mouth, it feels like to me, because the win at Georgia, like, it is impressive, I get it, but it's not the best win of the year because we've already said that it's equal everywhere.
Who are you advocating for, though? I'm confused now.
Texas and Ohio State? Is that what you're saying is the
is
the hardest game, the number 1 resume is the Ohio State win over Texas? Is that what you're saying? Because that's how it started.
I'm saying the best loss of the year is Texas at Ohio State. If we're going to talk about best losses.
Okay.
I'm talking.
So they lost.
I'm talking about the teams that
a win on the road.
So I'm including BYU, Notre Dame, Vanderbilt, and Texas for like just a part of the playoff conversation right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not counting like anyone else that's outside.
Yeah, but the SEC and Big Ten still scheduled that game, and it's a great resume point. You need Notre Dame to not play the Shamrock Series neutral site road games
against Wisconsin.
Get in the mud and play these type of games, and then you'll never. They already got a promise that they're going to be in the future anyway.
So look,
none of this will change regardless.
Well, their schedule's about to now. Next year's schedule is still weak.
It does.
It starts to
get
pick
better
up
in the future.
Yeah. I'm not advocating for Notre Dame. I'm playing devil's advocate right now. But the SEC has a bye week, the second to last game every year. They all do it, where they play like SF Austin or something like that.
The SEC is going to play 9 conference games moving forward.
Okay, and that's all well and good, but I want to see who the fuck's in their conference at that point.
Yeah, but they're not protecting rivalries against Syracuse and Stanford.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing Notre Dame. It's not Notre Dame's fault that Florida State is atrocious and Bama got crushed by. Bama got beat down by Florida State.
Dude, the reason why Alabama's in over Notre Dame is because they play in the SEC. Period.
Yeah.
But the resume they have is better than Notre Dame.
Because they play in the SEC, and Notre Dame's playing teams that were good in the fucking.
And I think Notre Dame could bang with these teams. They just don't play.
If I'm 10-0 and you're 9-1, who has a better resume?
Depends.
It depends.
That's a loaded question, John.
Are you playing Stanford?
North Dakota State's 12-0. You think they're better than Texas?
I don't know who they play.
That's about who you play. They lost their opening round game.
I think we're all just sheep in this. I think they're just doing exactly what they want to do, and I think that we're just falling for it. I think we're arguing the wrong things. I think if you're arguing Notre Dame, Miami, I don't want to hear your argument because if head to head doesn't matter to you, then I got no respect for you. 1, 2, if number of wins, the teams that we're talking about here, like I said, including BYU, Notre Dame, Texas, and Vandy, and then the 12 in the playoffs. The teams that we're talking about, their schedules are all relatively close enough. I'm not saying they're all the same. And Notre Dame and BYU are probably the outliers in this.
Yes.
But they're close enough to where wins and losses should fucking matter. And ultimately, Bama did not get punished for a Florida State loss, and they did not get punished for getting fucking blown out in a championship game. Who's their other loss to? I can't fucking remember right now. Who did Bama lose to? Oklahoma, that's right. And that was in Bama.
Yeah.
23-21.
That was in Bama in a game.
Well, you have 2 losses on,
So.
With a good body.
But hold on. Because you're sitting there telling me, this is my point. You sit there and tell me Oklahoma fucking sucks.
No, I said the Texas game, Mateer was hurt. That's a
fact.
Without Mateer,
You told me Oklahoma's got no shot to win it all.
I don't, but I think they're a top 12.
Does Oklahoma have a shot to win it all?
I think they belong in it. I don't think they're going to win it all.
Do they have a shot to win it all?
They have a resume to be there.
All you got to know,
not every team in there has a shot to win it all.
All you got to know is Oklahoma's got a home game at night and they're the underdog. That's all you got to know about Oklahoma in itself. Point being, Oklahoma went to Bama and beat Bama.
Yeah, and what did Oklahoma do out of conference? They scheduled Michigan with this schedule.
Temple.
Well, they scheduled Michigan.
Temple.
Oh, I think Oklahoma does have a shot.
Okay, well, I'm saying Oklahoma belongs because part of why they got to where they are is the resume.
But
they showed they could bang.
But my point is, you have told me that Oklahoma doesn't have a shot, but Oklahoma goes to Bama and wins, and we're not knocking Bama for that, and I can't understand why we're not knocking Bama for that. We got a Vanderbilt team. Where did they finish in the rankings? 3 behind 15, I think.
They're somewhere.
Okay, you got a Vanderbilt team that's 3 behind that we're valuing Bama beating them more than we are Bama losing to Florida State. So I can't get behind it. To me, it's a joke. I think it's a fucking travesty. One, this Bama team. What's the eye test tell you about Bama?
They're playing bad.
Let me tell you something.
They're playing bad.
I had more rushing yards than Alabama did against Georgia.
That's what I'm saying.
I had more rushing yards.
I know.
What? They're a Big 12 team this year. They're the classic Big 12 team.
No
with like 5 years. Their line of scrimmage sucks. I'm hammering Oklahoma in this game. That's a little forecast for you there. Their line of scrimmage is atrocious. Something happened to Ty Simpson.
He has a herniated disc.
Is that what? Well, I don't know what happened, but he ain't playing. The last month he has not been playing the same level.
That's what he has.
Okay, well, why is that?
Florida State a couple
Why is that not taken into account? Why is that not taken into account? You know,
Florida State
but you know what? They had that gutsy 4th and 2 call against their rival that really fucking proved to us that they're getting the fuck out of here.
Eye test. Kicks Alabama out of this.
They can't run the fucking
They're
ball.
the only 3-loss team in the field that kicks them out of here. But very clearly, the system valued that win over Georgia.
I'll say this: I wouldn't be able to put Vanderbilt in. The only way I could put Vanderbilt in is if Alabama was in because of the head-to-head. To me, that matters more than the wins and losses. So Bama beat them fair and square. If Vanderbilt's in, Alabama's got to be in.
Correct.
That's the way that.
Correct.
So I'm not going to sit here and argue for Vanderbilt.
So then it turns into Vandy versus Miami.
My thing is BYU. That's my thing, and I hate fucking Dave Portnoy with everything. This way he's acting over this Michigan thing is a joke. It's embarrassing. But the one thing I do think he's right on is BYU. I don't know all his points, but the main point, and I'll kind of like wrap it with this because I feel like we're talking about it for an hour now, is that 2 teams both got blown out in their conference championship game that we've already determined doesn't matter towards their playoff ranking. One team fell out, one team didn't move.
Right.
The rest, there's no excuse to why. You can't tell the schedule, nothing else matters. One team moved and one team didn't. Because if their schedule was so fucking weak that
why were they in there in the first
they shouldn't have been in there to begin with. Exactly. If their schedule was so weak, they shouldn't have been in there to begin with. You put them in there. They should. I think they should have been in there. we've already established that the conference championship doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you got to realize they got to sell this TV show every week, so that's how they did it. Notre Dame got a future guarantee out of it.
Which came out after the fact.
What you're saying is it's rigged. What you just
I'm not
said
saying
is
it's
rigged.
perfect. I'm saying that's what's happened. But I got to give a shout out to Vanderbilt, BYU, and Texas for how they handled all this shit. They're like, we didn't do enough on the field. We're going to still play in the bowl game and compete. My problem is with Notre Dame is Marcus Freeman hasn't been seen. And you got that athletic director on every fucking TV and podcast in the country complaining.
For the record, if anybody's even going to watch this long of the show, I don't want Notre Dame in the playoff. I don't think they belong in the playoff. No. I think their schedule was weak as they didn't beat anybody.
You lost the 2 games that you needed to win.
There's been teams that have gotten fucked, like Georgia got fucked and then went and played Florida State and put up a 60 on them. Just go play the damn game.
Yep.
You're paid to play football.
And that's
you can't just pick and choose when you want to play.
That's the last thing, and we didn't have this to talk about on our agenda, but in the world of NIL now, you should not be able to opt out of these bowl games.
Yeah,
you should not be able to opt out. I think it's a joke. I think it's a fucking...
Especially if we have money.
I feel bad.
And you need to tell us now if you're opting out. Not the day of, the day before.
Not that he's not warming up and
right.
I feel bad for the seniors.
Yeah.
That probably didn't get a whole lot of burn this year.
And the bowl games are there.
And the bowl game would have been a chance for them to play.
Why wouldn't you want the extra practice for your young guys coming in next year? It makes no sense.
Because the portal is during the goddamn bowl season. So you got to focus on next year.
Not thinking ahead. All right, let's get to some picks. Here. I think we beat that horse well enough. Is there anything else you want to say about any of that before we move on?
Nah, just shout out to Matt Campbell. I'm in your corner.
I'm getting a Michigan State Sparty fucking hoodie. Fuck it. All right. So the biggest game of the year by far is this weekend. The only game that really matters, I think. I would say the only game that truly matters. This game should be played in Philly every year. What do you guys think about that?
I've gone to it 3 times. 2 in Philly, 1 in Baltimore. Baltimore's presentation of it was better than Philly.
Really?
I agree. I don't think it should be in
Philly is the original capital of the fucking...
I get it.
And it's in the middle of both campuses.
I get it, but for a fan experience, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Raven Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's West Point at? Where's West Point at?
New York.
Yeah, but where in New York?
Upstate.
Yeah.
Dude, give me Buffalo, and then
if they get
DC, if they build this new stadium in DC, give me alternating home and aways.
Yeah.
Just don't put it in New England.
I will say Navy's helmets this year are fucking electric.
The uniforms
they're
outstanding.
So we got Notre Dame. Jesus Christ. We got Navy giving Army 6.5. What's the over 39?
72% of the money's on Navy spread wise.
Yeah, I'm all over Army. I got Army plus 6.5. I got Army money line. I was telling IP before the show. This is the same exact situation. Same exact. It's in Baltimore this year.
It's in Baltimore. Yeah.
Same exact situation this year. Same exact situation as last year, only reverse. Last year, Army's the one that beat Tulane in the American Conference Championship game, and Navy was sitting back watching. Army came in as a fucking favorite. Navy won. I was on Navy last year. This year, Army's been sitting around 2 weeks. I already said Jeff Monken. I think he's an awesome coach. What he's done at that program specifically, given the little that he does get there, even though those guys do give you everything, obviously.
Yeah, character of kid.
Yeah, for sure.
The other sport.
I'm gonna be on the under. I think it's 39. But correct me if I'm wrong. I couldn't believe it was this high. I think it's 39. I'm on the under. I'm on the first half under of 19.5. And then if you're looking for a long shot, Noah Short, wide receiver for Army, first touchdown plus 1,100. No real reason to love this. He scored like 2 weeks ago.
You guys can bet props in Delaware?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like with the with your
offshore,
guy.
offshore. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm about to come back.
Allegedly.
Bet some props.
I don't. We're talking
maybe.
units. We're not talking about money. These are units.
38
38 and a half. So I'm gonna take the under 38 and a half. Last year the over hit, but I mean before that it's been like 20 years or whatever. and I got Army money line. What are you guys doing here?
My strategy is for the spread. I'm gonna take Army, but I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. I'm hoping more Navy money comes in and I can get a 7.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take under first quarter 7.5. I think they're gonna feel each other out. It's gonna be punts, maybe 2 field goal drives, even a touchdown. No, they're scoring when we get there. I'm gonna take under first half 18.5. I don't know about that one.
18.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I just like the under Army. Army, I'm gonna wait. And then the first.
Well, you need 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals.
The
You
first-
think you're gonna get fucking 2 touchdowns? You think you need 2 field goals from each team too? In the first half?
I'm not gonna take the first half. Totally.
It's gonna be fucking cold. It's
Yeah.
gonna be rainy.
I really
it's
like
sunny.
that. I really like that first quarter under though.
7.5.
I like that.
I'm in your hole. I like it too.
But I'm hoping Army hits a 7. I think it could. Looking at the way this. Yeah, up to 75% maybe.
You got anything here, Pat?
I mean, the weather isn't going to be a factor.
It's gonna be cold.
It's going to be like the high of 46, but the low's only 32. Wind isn't too crazy. Not like they're going to be airing the ball out
I
anyway.
mean, I auto take for the listeners. I auto take Army every year.
Also, real
my
fast.
grandpa was a master sergeant for the Army in World War II, so
Yes.
I can't take Navy. ever.
ESPN has Navy at now 7-point favorites.
Good. Good. It's going up.
That's
I'm
all.
gonna take it at 7 then. So.
I'm taking Navy. Give me the triple option.
You want
They could
you want
blow
to
them
do
out.
a later
Give me
points?
midshipman, dude.
So
Navy could control this game the entire time.
so real fast. By the way, when Notre Dame did beat Navy, Horvath didn't play.
Right.
He's been their best player since
Yes.
fucking Stahlback, but whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Pat's on Navy.
Mhm.
I'm on Army and the under first quarter and first half, and for game under. IP's on Army first quarter under and for the game under.
Yeah. But
For the game under.
the under for the game will be the biggest unit.
Yeah, right.
I don't get crazy with Army.
I would agree.
You can't do it.
We have another bowl game Saturday night. Boise State versus Washington. I believe this game is being played in Vegas. I believe. No, it's being played in LA. Not at the Rose Bowl, but somewhere. I think is it being played at SoFi? I'm almost certain it's being played in LA. So Boise State's now getting 10 versus Washington. I'm on Boise State here. This is a 2-unit play for me. Army is a 2-unit play as
Yeah,
well.
it's at SoFi.
SoFi, yeah. So Boise State's got so far has got 2 opt-outs. Talking about Fish going to Michigan. I think you got to get it. I think you got to put it in today because Washington hasn't announced their opt-outs yet, and I think they're gonna have way more opt-outs than fucking Boise State. And bottom line is Boise State lives for this shit. This is what they live for. You know, they value. This is the LA Bowl, I think it's called, right?
I'm trying to.
I think it's called the LA
Get
Bowl.
away from all the FCS.
Yeah, Boise lives for this shit. They live for these bowl games.
Bucked up LA Bowl.
Ever since Maddox came back last week.
Bucked up as
it's
a bowl
called,
game.
It's the bucked up LA Bowl.
Well,
Yeah.
never for the listeners. If you lift weights, never take bucked up pre-workout. That is fucking dangerous. Your heart will explode.
You got anything here?
I like Boise. Washington's just so bad away from Washington. I think with the Michigan smoke and Fish being the top dog, candidate-wise, I just don't think these kids will care about the game. And then adding that wrinkle onto it, it's just Boise State, won the mighty Mountain West. They got some momentum. Boise State kids, they do a good job with roster retention. So a lot of these kids will be back next year. They don't get somehow Boise State doesn't get their guys plucked like JMU and all those schools have a good year and then everybody leaves. Like Boise has a better culture. I like Boise here. But at the end of the day, with this type of game, it's not a big unit.
No.
You can't. This isn't a game of the year type territory.
No. We won't be able to really risk that until until we have everything for the actual bowl season.
Keep stacking Oregon money for next year.
We won't be able to give you. I'm gonna give you some big unit ones next one for the playoffs. There's some games I really like a lot. Seeing the opening lines for playoffs, but for bowl season itself, you really need to do your research. Don't just look and see that this quarterback opted out of that quarterback because you probably have no idea who the backup is.
Yeah.
You got a backup.
Talk
that's
to
a senior.
us. We know who the backups are. We know who's good. We know
So
the
many
depth chart.
times in these bowl games, there's a senior that got benched that gets inserted back in and handles the play.
It happens all the time. So just because you see Whoever opting out, that does not necessarily mean that you got to take the other team. It's about culture. It's about coaching. It's about depth charts. It's way more to it than just who's not playing. Pat, you got to play in the Boise State game?
Yeah, this shit Boise State team that Notre Dame beat like a drum.
Without Maddox, I think.
It's tough, man. The lines moved a little bit. This is DraftKings has it at -9.5 now.
Yeah, it started 9.5. I saw it at 10 this morning.
Yup, it's moving a little bit. I mean, I don't really have much. I mean, if I had to throw anything on here, I would take Boise to cover just because I don't think they've really.
If this were talent versus talent, if this were like anywhere else, if this were like Washington has way more talent. So like, don't go crazy on Boise State unless it was on the Smurf turf. But I will say that, like I said, motivation's a factor here.
They've won 3 in a row.
They've won. Maddox is back. He's good. That team's a whole different team now. All they do is win the Mountain West every year. You just pencil them the fuck in, dude. I had them. I don't know if you were in my hole on that one or not.
There's only 3 times where
that was the easiest play of last weekend. It was
I
awesome.
didn't watch that.
Yeah.
It's only 3 times this year that they didn't cover that level of spread of 10 points.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, BetMGM is a cool feature. Like, games I won't watch, they'll show me the down and distance each team has. And I'll show you like the lead, and it's like so cool. It's like, oh, I don't need to turn this on. Boise's already covering, and they're at the 5.
You got any NFL plays this weekend? Before we wrap it up, this is the longest show we've done.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Any college hoops tonight?
Nothing.
Podcast P and the big Africans back tonight for the Sixers, man. Both playing. Maxi's sick though.
I'm looking real fast. I mean, Bengals.
Not our prodigal son, Maxi.
Sick, dude.
Bengals -2.5, or I'm sorry, +2.5 against Baltimore and Cincy. I'll probably take the Bengals, and then I'm hammering oh my God, Kenny Pickett's starting for the Raiders. I'm hammering the fucking Eagles, dude.
I don't know. I'm talking about weight.
Hammering the fucking Eagles.
Kenny Pickett 2
Hammering the Eagles,
Two
dude.
gloves Pickett.
2 gloves Kenny.
Problem is Kenny Pickett won't even have time to throw with how bad
that's
Jesus Christ. Poor Geno Smith. I know he got paid, but every time I turn them on, it's just like David Carr flashbacks.
I mean, I might take the Sixers. They're sitting at -7.5, dude. If Maxi plays.
NFL game I want to touch on, the Bills-Pats. Bills are favored by 1 on the road.
Yeah, I'm taking New England.
I love New England, but like, damn. Is New England due eventually to have a bad week?
I'm
a
a Vrabel guy, so I think he's got the team, like that bulletin board material for him. I think he knows they're getting disrespected. And I think there's.
If you're looking for an NBA one, I think the only one I would consider tonight is T-Wolves are 1.5 point underdogs to the Warriors.
I know you're a guest of the show, but with all due respect, we're not betting NBA games in the middle of ball season.
Well, yes, if there's any.
Are they still doing the NBA Cup, that bullshit cup or whatever?
Yeah, Sixers tank it every year to get rest.
I wanted that cup so I could have one banner in my lifetime. But we do have the G League Orlando Summer League Championship banner.
Always will.
All right, good talk today, boys. Good show. You got anything else before we wrap up? For the year, +54 units. System bets are 9-3.
NFL slate's damn good.
Well, there's a reason they do that. There's no college football.
How the fuck is Dolphins Steelers the Monday night game? No, I digress.
Anything else?
Dolphins in that game, by the way.
All right, guys, get in our hole. There will be a show next week for the playoffs, and then we're gonna get back to our regular scheduled program next week, and then we'll do one for bowl season once the full slate and the full reports come out of who's playing, who's not playing. We'll do our research. It's money making time. Yeah. This is the time of year that we usually do really well.
Taking a beating at Christmas, so I need to make this back.
All right, thanks for listening. See you next time.